Welcome to the Reining Cats and Dogs podcast, where we just listen to rain.
No.
I think I'd really enjoy that.
To rain?
Yeah, just listening to rain.
Yeah, I would like that. Welcome to the Reining Cats and Dogs podcast. We needed the music.
No.
Yeah.
We'll have better music soon. New music coming.
Yeah, we hope so. This pillow's annoying me. Okay. So, how has your week been? Anything you'd like to share?
Okay. Well,
Did we introduce ourselves? I don't think we did.
I'm Ari, and that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah. And I'm your other host, Shannon. And thank you for joining us. This is the podcast where we just discuss things. We basically chit-chat, talk about nonsense, and then read Reddit stories.
Yep. So anyways, for my week,
Yeah.
I had something to say, but I forgot it.
I lost my phone.
Oh, gosh.
Tell them about your week while I find my phone.
Don't remember. But me and you had made candles. So she heard about this candle store from a coworker where we can make your own candles. So like you pick a container, you pick a scent, you pick a color. It was really fun. And I usually go for mahogany and pine scents, but they had a strawberry rhubarb scent, which I've never smelled anywhere before. So I did that and vanilla. And just so good, and they have such a pretty base. And then they have all these crystals and stuff that you can add on top afterwards, with all different meanings and intentions. So that was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, I chose a clean scent. So generally with candles, I am more of a fruity or dessert scent, like vanilla and cinnamon, apples. And instead I chose clean and citrus, and I would wear that scent. So that was fun. I really
smells like our
enjoyed that.
laundry room.
It really is. It really does. But
Yeah.
better, I can't find that exact scent.
I'll give away your feet for free.
Oh, were my feet showing?
Yeah.
Thank you for
See them.
noticing.
I don't need to see your feet.
Oh, don't you want to see my feet? It's so lovely.
Not at all.
And then, I don't know, for those on YouTube, you'll see Ariana made me a bunny. It is the cutest bunny ever. Love
it's
it.
a fruit bunny, because the yarns are all named after fruits. That is the grape bunny.
And I love grape. So that's so perfect. Yeah, this week has been kind of it's Buffalo, New York.
And snow's gotten deep.
February.
It was up almost to Zuko's belly out there just a couple
Oh, really?
minutes ago when I took him out. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do a path for Jasper.
Then he ran off, of course, to the back. So then I was running after him, and it's over my boots, and my feet got all cold. But then as soon as he saw me through the trees, he came running back to me, and then we ran together back to the house.
Oh, that's really cute. I wish I'd have been watching. Could have videoed that and shared that on the podcast.
It's okay. I don't need my every moment watched and videoed and anything like that. I'm okay.
No, sometimes
Live
people do.
in the moment.
I've been doing that too much lately, and I don't have enough photos. Like
No.
Christmas, I don't have photos of the kids,
But it's
you
good
and
to
Anthony
live
and Alyssa.
in the moment.
No, it is good to live in the moment. It's just I don't have enough photos of you guys.
You have enough.
Do I have enough?
You do.
I have a ton when you guys were little, but not now. Alice, don't mess with our stuff.
Allie. Hello. Don't step on that, please.
She wants to come to you. She's looking to get to you.
Yeah, she is.
So I don't have a lot to share other than just blustery in Buffalo and just kind of boring. I haven't done anything. Oh, I do want to give a PSA out. Maybe, if you're getting close to the coworkers, but, you're still just coworkers, you don't hang out outside of work, maybe don't ask people what fun plans they have on the weekend.
Well, you never know what they might say.
Yeah, well, I asked that, and I work with a bunch of great younger coworkers, and I had asked, any fun plans for the weekend? Because I had no real fun plans for the weekend. And I just want to hear, what's going on. But, someone had just made the comment, I'm going to bed early. But, yeah, I knew her boyfriend was coming over, and everyone just kind of giggled, and I was like, I guess I shouldn't be asking that anymore. And I don't know if she may not have meant anything by it, but I'm thinking, you really don't need to know if someone's bringing chocolate sauce with cream to go to bed early. I mean, obviously, no one I know would say that I work with, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. You could be having some fun plans the other day. She's like, "You're going to yoga, right?" And I'm why? No, actually, but you got a half hour till I get home if you want anyone over.
Half hour is not enough time to do what I had planned. No,
Oh.
I'm joking. No. So I just think, when you do ask people if they have plans, you might actually get real answers. So I'm not, it's a hypothetical. Like nothing crazy was said to me, but I'm like, oh, like something could go awry with
Whenever
that
my boss
question.
asks me, I always think, I feel like one day I'm gonna say like a plan like she doesn't really need to know about.
Well, yeah, like, well, even, like we have like Monday meetings and everyone, oh, what'd you do this weekend? Like, trust me, the people that are out having fun, do you think they're really going to tell you like what they did?
No.
They're not sharing their
Why
life.
ask
Yeah.
even?
We need to stop asking.
Yeah. No.
Just, did you have a good weekend?
Keep it
Yes.
professional. You don't need to know what people are doing in their free time.
Well, for me, it's like, well, I'm in my 40s and I'm single. I'm just home and it's winter. So like I'm literally doing nothing. I'm home. That's all I'm doing this weekend, every weekend for the past whatever.
Anyways, if anyone wants to date my mother.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I have no fun plans. So, like, you do want to hear about other people's fun plans, but I realize it's none of our business what people are up to.
Yeah. Oh, this week, though, so as time recording, the last Friday was Valentine's Day. And I got to go home a little early.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know.
We were all like, everyone at work was like kind of done, like, ugh. And it's a long weekend, so we were hoping to like,
For Valentine's Day, I went to like this book bar place with a couple of friends, and the place had a bunch of fun stuff for Valentine's Day. Well, post a photo of my colored in a little coloring book page. It's so cute.
Oh, I did. I hung it up on the refrigerator.
I know. You'll have to post that. And then which I'm really upset is I didn't get my tarot cards read because I was having tarot card readings. I really wanted to, but they're like really busy. Yeah, and I didn't know like it would have to have stood there the entire time waiting for an opening. And I did want to sit down and enjoy hanging out with the people I came with. They didn't want to get their cards read, so they didn't really care about watching it. So I just looked periodically. So if there was an opening, I was going to take it, but didn't work out.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, but they also had like a little bracelet making station there.
Did you make a bracelet?
No.
Oh. So it sounds like they had really cute stuff there, though.
Yeah, super cute.
That's nice. I know I had asked you, I'm like, oh, any guys look like they're breaking up with their girlfriend? No single guys are there because on Valentine's Day.
No, it's either single woman and then there's a couple of couples there.
Yeah. That's kind of a cute little place to go if you're newly dating, actually.
It was actually surprising. Like, it was packed in there. Usually when you go, there's been a few people, but not, like, packed and hard to find a seat. We're just kind of lucky we found a seat, really.
That's true. Oh, and if you see this on YouTube, Amanda, who's been a guest co-host a few times, has made me this amazing blanket. You guys are really good with your crafting. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So I just have a couple, like, fun stories, like, to read. Like, these are just, like, on, like, the news on Facebook. So I thought I'd do something different and share. And I think I'm going to post this also on Instagram, on our Reining Cats and Dogs Instagram. So this guy, it looks like, and I'm going to show you here. So it looks like a Starbucks logo.
I see it.
It's green with a guy's photo in it.
Okay.
So in Karachi, Pakistan, a man named Sattar Buksh opened a cafe with a logo similar to Starbucks, but featuring his own face. When Starbucks sued, he argued that the logo depicted his name and face. The court decided with him allowing Sattar Buksh Cafe to continue operating. I mean,
the only similarity is it's green and there's words around an image in the center.
Right. So, but yeah, it's his cafe, but I love it. But
that's cute.
Now, if I was in Pakistan, because though it does have his face, but I'd probably go there thinking I'm having a Starbucks, but not realizing it's a guy's face. I love that. Good for him, and I hope.
Do they have Starbucks over there?
I don't know. But this is on unbelievablepacts.com.
Oh.
So I will share that on Instagram.
That's cute. I'm glad they sided with him.
Me too. So this I did not know. So Ariana and I are big like Saw fans. Like we love the movies. We watch all of them. Like probably like every other year we'll go through the series and watch them all.
I would watch it more than that, but she always says no.
Well, I don't know.
I could rewatch it again, even though I think we rewatched it a couple months ago.
We watched it a couple months ago. We got to give it time.
So
at least once a year. Kind of like Hunger Games once a year.
Harry Potter
once a year. Twilight once a year.
Oh, I love Twilight. They're coming out with special edition books because it's a 20th anniversary, I think.
Has it been out 20 years already?
Yeah. So they're coming out with like special edition books and they're so pretty.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
The dogs are barking at my dog and I don't know why.
They think they heard something. Probably cats.
They're always ganging up on my dog.
Well, because your dog must think loudly. So whenever, like, before he chases a cat or does something, like, he must think about it loudly. Because right before he does it, my dog Jasper, who's a toy Australian Shepherd, so he's a herding dog, always starts barking at him right away. Like, he knows he's going to do something naughty.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. He tattletales. I don't know. I feel like Aussies are bossy dogs. Like,
They are.
but it's part of the herding breed, I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Saw. So after graduating from film school, 2 students wanted to write and produce their own film. With limited funds, they conceived a low-budget script featuring just 2 actors in a single room. This idea eventually led to the creation of the first film, Saw. Because it was just them locked in there.
That's cool. So like the original was just the game.
Yes, it was
and
just
then
the
they
game.
built onto that like for the movie to
Afterwards.
That's really cool.
Yes. So I thought that was really cool. Like, oh, that's fascinating. So it would have just, their idea was just 2 guys, and then obviously you needed more to the story. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but like thinking like short film wise, that's all you would need.
Absolutely.
Can you stop moving your feet so much? It's so distracting.
Well, I move.
Stop moving.
I have ADHD. Undiagnosed.
Yeah.
I really need to get undiagnosed. But anyway. Actually, people that go on there, don't they lose weight? Aren't you hungry? Not hungry? That's actually, another reason to get diagnosed. But anyway, sorry. Just thinking out loud. Should that have been a indoor voice?
I think you should cut that out.
Why?
Because no one needs to know your medical history.
Okay, well, there's no medical history. I have undiagnosed ADHD because I'm moving. And then the rest of it was just the thoughts.
Self-diagnose.
Well, when you take those tests on TikTok, it says
yeah, because TikTok is the best doctor.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, so the new trend, do you know what the new trend for dating is?
Nope.
Micromancing is now what it's called.
What's that?
So micromancing is the newest dating trend that relationship experts urge people to be aware of, because this approach could be a little bit deceiving. So then I read the article to see like really what it was. And really it's just, so what is micromancing?
Mm-hmm.
Women are being clear that they want more romance in their dating lives, regardless of the stage. However, they're also embracing romance in less traditional forms, like making a playlist, grabbing your partner coffee before work, surprising them with a favorite candy. Really, that's just like what people used to do, like way back before my time, like courting. Like when someone liked you, they did nice things for you.
We don't do that anymore.
Right, but now that's a new trend that people are doing. We're saying be aware, because then people are like thinking it means more than it is. So like if a guy brings you a coffee, he might just want a couple dates with you. And now women are like, like thinking, oh, he loves me.
I don't care. Just get me the coffee, please.
Yeah. And the last story from Unbelievable Facts. This is hilarious. And really, like, I don't know, kind of my spirit animal because it's a little lazy. So you know why the webcam was created?
No.
The webcam was invented by 3 researchers who wanted to remotely check the coffee pot's level without having to walk to the break room.
That sounds like something scientists and researchers would do. They just need their coffee, but they didn't want to waste time waiting around for it. That makes sense. They don't have time to sit and wait for coffee to brew.
I just love that, like, so much. I'm like, oh my God, I have to share this. I'm like, you want something a little lighthearted?
Sure.
Who knows what kind of stories you chose that might not be lighthearted at all. So in 2014, a 3-year-old girl survived for 11 days in Siberian forest, filled with bears and wolves. With only her dog for company, she ate wild berries and drank river water to stay alive. She was finally rescued when her dog returned to the village and guided rescuers to her location.
Oh,
look at the doggy. It's so cute.
Oh, that's a beautiful dog.
It really is. Yeah, so I just thought it was nice.
Wait, how old is she?
She was 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the dog kept her alive and then went and got help.
Oh,
isn't that adorable?
See, we don't deserve animals.
We really don't. So I'm going to so I remember to share these photos. Like, so what I've been doing is like edit, and then because we've been recording early, just to make sure we have some in the bank so no one goes without any if we're busy, re-listening to make sure that like I post on Instagram whatever we said we would post.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
You were like,
okay, ignore me then.
All right, I'll ignore you.
Gosh.
Oh, I had like something else I was thinking of, but I didn't put it in a note and I forgot. I'm
All right,
sorry.
then we're moving on.
All right.
Time to get to the stories. What will we talk about this week?
What will we talk about this week? Inquiring minds want to know.
I know. Let's talk about...
I'm feeling like she's a little unprepared for this podcast this week.
I really just save stories that sound interesting, and then I choose on the spot
Oh,
to
you
what
do?
I'm feeling like.
Oh, you don't like before we meet to do this? You don't like have them
Not
all ready?
unless you tell me like you want a certain theme. Otherwise, it just sound what I feel like reading.
Okay, that's
All
fair.
right. We're going to start with Am I the Asshole? Posted by Butterfly Candies. Am I the asshole for moving out, stopping the electric, and leaving my roommate to figure out the rent?
Probably. I'd say yes.
All right. I, 26 female, moved into an apartment in Florida with my college bestie, 21 female. I let her pick her room, so she took the master with the ensuite, and I got the smaller one. I also furnished most of the place, including putting a 75-inch TV in the living room. A few months in, I got pregnant and decided to go give a home birth. But I kept paying rent since I planned to return to work. Before leaving, I moved... Oh, wait, sorry. Can we cut that? Oh. So a few months in, I got pregnant and decided to go home to give birth. But I kept paying rent since I planned to return. Before leaving, I mounted my TV into my locked bedroom. She could still use it and everything else, but I did this because she gets careless when high or drunk, leaving keys on the door, passing out randomly, etc. I didn't want my things to get stolen or damaged. About a month later, she mentioned her brother was staying over. He was cool, so I had no issue with it. I was actually thinking of offering my room since he's been staying for a few days. But on FaceTime, I noticed a big TV in the background. I asked, "Oh, you got a new TV?" She said, "No." "Did he bring one?" Again, no. Then she pans the camera and says, "Oh, we took yours out of your room. It just goes with the aesthetics."
What?
I said, "But my room was locked." She shrugged. I used a knife to get in. Like it was nothing. I blacked out, cussed her out, and ended the call. Then I asked my maintenance friend from the complex to check things out. It wasn't just my TV. My room was messy. My locked bathroom had been broken into. And both she and her brother had been wearing my clothes.
What?
I was livid. I called her and she finally answered when I threatened legal action. She said it was selfish of me to put the TV in my room because they had nothing to use. Mind you, we both had TVs in our bedrooms. At that point, I was done. I had my sister and friend clear out my stuff while she was at work. Anything we bought together, I sent her half the money for, including the dining table, even though I was being petty when I took it. I also disconnected the electricity. I didn't want her running up a spite bill and stopped paying rent. Unfortunately, I lost the baby, returned earlier than planned. When I got back, the apartment was trashed. She had moved out, stopped paying rent, and now the delinquency in both of our credit reports. Both years of friendship is gone, just like that. No apology, no accountability, no nothing. Just one FaceTime call, and that was it. Am I the asshole for handling it this way? Should I have kept paying rent since moving in together was my idea?
This is difficult. Yeah, you don't just stop paying rent. You can't do that. Like, obviously, like, I understand why she moved her stuff out of there and then she was away and she lost the baby. So she was going through a lot, but that's actually not the right way to do things. You should have called the landlord saying, "Can we get out of this lease?" You might not be able to. And then that means you have to continue to pay rent whether you live there or not.
Yeah, should have kept paying rent. I mean, the friend was awful.
Yeah, the friend is terrible. Like, there's nothing, I mean, there goes your friendship. I don't know what else you can do. I think living with people are hard. Like, just because someone's like a really good friend or like coworker or however you meet this person, that you guys can get along great, but living with people is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think it'd be really hard. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I don't know if I mentioned that to you or not, but I was thinking, like, roommates have to be hard. Like, you have a roommate, you both are entitled to the spaces, but like, what if you're there? Do you really want to be listening to someone else having sex? Like, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, but if you got a roommate, you got to put up with.
Yeah, and they're entitled. Like, it's their room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard. Like, I don't think I could ever have a roommate unless there's like lots of space in between.
Well, are you planning on putting an ad out trying to get a roommate in here?
Well, if you leave, what am I going to do with this house? I might want a roommate.
That's weird.
I'm just joking. I would never put an ad out. But apparently friends don't always work either because living
No.
with people are hard. It's really hard.
It is.
I think it would be better, like, if you had on an addition, like, really it's a separate apartment to help you pay rent. I think, like, living in a shared space is just too difficult. I've also, at this point, I've had my kids here, but I haven't lived with another, like, adult, like I was dating or having to really share things with in, like, 5, 6 years. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be difficult. So I can't imagine someone just even being in here. Like, you get very particular, right? Like, using your stuff or using your utensils. Like, how would you like it if I did have a roommate because I needed help paying the bills, Ariana? And let's say you bought, like, your yogurt parfait and it was just for you for tomorrow morning for breakfast and they ate it.
Well, they shouldn't. Go buy your own yoga parfaits. Don't touch food I bought.
You'd
be
go
like,
psycho.
yes, I would. Then I would grab something of equal value and toss it in the trash or run it down the sink. Like, there you go.
Wow.
Don't eat my stuff, then I'll eat your stuff. No, I won't even eat it. I'll dump it and throw it out, which I feel like it's worse.
That is insulting. That's actually worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So I don't know how
touch my
you would do
food.
with a roommate either.
Me and my dog are food aggressive.
I guess so. Don't touch your food. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go that far, but it'd be annoying.
Oh, no. I think I would lose it. Especially hungry, and, like, I'm planning on that. Like, I bought those yogurt parfaits the other day, and I was looking forward to it so much. And if those were just gone.
Or, like, yeah, they were so good, too. Or, like, someone used up all the coffee, so then you don't have coffee. Like, you make it, then you go work out, and then you come back to take coffee to work, and then it's gone. Alice, what are you doing?
Well, then I would be moving coffee. Like, I would move it in, like, to my room, and then I'd have my own coffee maker and just make it in my room. The cat is biting the dog.
Well, because she keeps trying to sniff her butt like she's being weird, so Alice deserves to be bit.
Roommates is hard. Top comment. I would have asked the landlord how much it would have been to buy myself out of the lease and have her be the only person on the lease before I went home the first time. Paid it and then put all my things into storage if I didn't want to move them. That would have ended the lease in a way and it wouldn't have dinged my credit report. I also would have told the roommate that the power is getting turned off and taken out of my name on a particular date, and she needed to have it put into her name. Most places, if you act to have the power put into your name by that date, there's no shut off of power, though she might have to pay a connection or transfer fee. Then OP replied to that comment, saying, just to clarify, I lived at the complex for 2 years before we became roommates. I only suggested sharing a flat because she couldn't qualify for her own or afford it. And I generally thought we'd have the time of our lives together. My good relationship with the landlord is the only reason she wasn't kicked out and why I was able to rent a different unit afterwards. I didn't just up and leave. I secured a grant to cover 2 months of rent when I realized she was falling behind and continued paying half the utilities. The only financial responsibility she had was the utilities of her last rent, which she could have afforded if she had prioritized differently. She was taking vacations and buying weed for social media. She was also fully aware of the electricity transfer. Sorry, I lost it.
So she was buying weed for social media. That's weird.
From social media.
From social media. I said even that, like, would you trust people on social media? That's weird. Alice, will you please leave Measy alone? I don't know what's happening with these. She keeps sniffing her and making her mad.
No one cares about the cats.
Well, I care about the cats. People like to hear about her.
Anyways, I was still reading.
Yeah, but you stopped reading, so I'm killing your time while stuff was going on.
Okay. I made the decision to move out after my friend sent me a video of what was happening. My room had used condoms thrown around, my mattress was soaked in urine or some other liquid, and there was human waste in and on the toilet, floor, sink, and walls. The white bathroom was now unrecognizable, plus the tub was filled with muck. I was dumbfounded that a sane person would live that way and felt deeply violated, like it was a personal attack. My landlord was empathetic, but couldn't get involved in a personal matter. I made them aware of the state of the unit, and I'm not entirely sure if she was asked to leave, but I think we were given notice. The delinquency on our credit isn't from unpaid rent on my part. It's from cleaning fees, repair cost, and damages that our deposit couldn't cover. I only returned to the apartment at the landlord's request to assess what, if anything, was salvageable to help offset the bill. My credit was good before this, so while the hit wasn't immediately concerning, I may have to pay it if I want to renew my current lease. It's already with the collections, but there was no eviction.
That's insane. That's so disgusting. Like, you were still friends,
Disgusting.
and like you're gonna have the hit too. So like, why would you destroy the place?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it
Crazy.
actually hurts you. Like, yeah, I know you're getting back at your friend, but it also hurts you.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a very good friend.
Nope. All I know that I felt used, disrespected, and deeply hurt. Maybe I'm the a-hole for moving while she was away, but considering she moved in her unemployed brother and then her boyfriend, where exactly was I supposed to go if I had returned with my babe? Why, why should I have stayed? My friends believe it was jealousy and malice on her part, but I can't imagine that being true because up to that point, she was seemingly a great friend at most times. I know I'm flawed, but I'm learning as I go. I appreciate the opinions and kind comments. Thank you all. This was a life lesson for sure.
Absolutely. Be careful who you room with, apparently.
Yeah. So it sounded like she trashed her room before any went down.
Yeah, like that's terrible too. She was just mad. Probably had a bigger TV than she had, so she put it in her. Like, how did she know? So then, before she broke in there, actually.
Well, because the TV that was moved is originally in the living room.
Oh,
She
when they
moved it to her
in.
bedroom.
Oh, okay, that's why she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was probably mad about that, actually.
Probably, but
like, it's nice to have your own private space. Like, yeah, okay, we have the living room, maybe for guests, but then when I want to watch a movie, I'm going to go in my bedroom.
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, that's weird, and I don't know. I feel bad for OP.
Yeah.
Fred's not a good person.
Nope. All right, moving on. We're going to relationship advice. Posted by _underscore WTF happened. I, 36 female, just found out my boyfriend, 32 male, is married. Do I tell the wife?
Yes.
I am a successful mother of 2 children, divorced over a year, and have been casually dating a man for about 6 months. We don't see each other often because we live about 2 hours apart, but it has just been fun with no pressure. Well, yesterday I searched social media for the first time, dumb that I haven't done this before, and found that he's been married for 6 years. Luckily, they don't have any children. Of course, I am mad and hurt, but I'll get over it because I know my worth. I haven't blocked him yet because I'm not sure how to proceed. Do I tell his wife? I know I'd want to know if I was being cheated on. My only concern is retaliation. I have a very successful, high-profile career, plus children and a spiteful ex-husband, so I'm afraid that if I tell her, my boyfriend or his wife will seek revenge on me somehow. Even if I did it anonymously, I know it would come back to me. Any advice? There's an edit. Would you like to hear it?
Give me the edit first.
Okay. Edit to add, I appreciate all the responses. I blocked his number without providing him with any reasoning because I didn't want to deal with the drama or lying. He has created burner numbers to message me, but I have not responded. He does not have social media. I found his wife's Facebook account. Both his wife and parents have photos of them traveling from New Year's, so on, so they're not separated. While digging, I also found his wife's phone number and their current address. He said he was sleeping around prior to us meeting, so I'm not the only one. We've been on dates, we've been intimate, told me he loved me and could see a life with me. We didn't see each other frequently, I thought due to distance, but we spoke all day, every day. We actually met on a dating app, but he has deleted that account. I have lots of photos with him and screenshots of messages, but we have no photos together, unfortunately. He's told me a lot of personal information, so of course I could back that up. I am concerned about retaliation on his part. He knows about my job. He knows about my ex-husband. I'm afraid that he would make up lies to tell my ex or find a way to seek revenge on me. Truthfully, I haven't decided what I want to do. I think she has the right to know, as I'd want to know if I was in her shoes. If I do decide to tell her, it'll be later down the road. I think it'd be a little too obvious that it was me if I cut ties with him and notified her within a short time frame. I would also do it anonymously, although that means I couldn't provide any of the photos, messages, or receipts. I guess it's up to her on what she wants to believe, as I'm sure he will lie once confronted.
Yeah, she's really worried about herself, so it's just kind of weird. So she's definitely not a girl's girl. She just, cover myself. I mean, unless you have a job.
What's her job? What's
I don't
the
know.
high-profile job?
Like, yeah, I don't know. Why would you lose your job if someone was upset that you slept with their husband? You didn't know. Unless she's like an actress or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
In the media, politician. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I feel like someone deserves to know. It's also odd she doesn't have any photos of them together.
Well, that's probably on purpose on his part.
It probably is on his part, you're right. But, like, yeah, so I guess there's no real proof other than text messages, and I'd show her. I'd like, "Look, I have these text messages from your husband. We've been seeing each other for a while. Once I found out he was married, I broke up with him, so there's no retaliation from the wife.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought you should know, and I wanted to give you that information."
And, like, also, what is he gonna say? Like, oh, we had a relationship, and, like, I guess say she knew I was married, but I don't know. She didn't
No,
know.
he's gonna be cover his ass. Like,
No.
he's not gonna be worried about, like, oh, like, I'll say, like, those aren't real receipts, and she knew she was married, and blame her. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be more him. "I'm so sorry." If anything, because there's no photos together, I can see him saying, "Oh, she's crazy. She just liked
Yeah.
me." But if you have the text messages, that's what I would show.
Yeah. All right. Top comment. Think it through. Don't rush to act. I know the wife should know, but don't do anything that will cause you to worry about you and your family. Points you mentioned before: respectful ex-husband, kids, high profile. Don't create an environment for yourself where you're worrying all the time. This will be hugely unpopular, but you don't have to be part of perceived risks to save someone who may not even believe you, or she may even know already. Do what's best for you, and remember to get tested for STDs and STIs. You may not be his only girlfriend. Good luck.
And he said that he's messed around before.
Mhm.
So even just reaching out to her because for her own health, physical
Yeah,
health, she should know.
she really should know.
Like, I don't know. I feel like she's a little too worried about herself and not about the other person. How would
Yeah.
you feel if you were that woman? Like, you married to your husband, you think things are fine. Maybe he's gone a lot because he works a lot or something, but you have no idea that he's having an affair
Yeah.
or multiple affairs. Who knows?
Yeah, he really could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think, she should be showing her those receipts.
I think so too. I was looking to see if any updates. There's not. This was only posted 14 days ago. So,
All right.
yeah, hopefully she tells the wife.
I hope so. I don't think we'll hear from her again. Sometimes you get updates later.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think
I
we'll
don't think
hear.
so.
Yeah. Because she's too high profile.
Okay. Am I the asshole for freaking out at my friends after they implied my husband was a predator?
Am I the asshole for freaking out at my friends? No. I mean, no, unless there's a reason, then girl, you better run. So I'm going to say no.
Posted by Animation Prober on AITH. This got way more traction than I had ever anticipated, so I'm going to make some points. So she's making some points before we get to the story.
Okay.
1, I know my husband better than I know anyone else. He's an all-around good person. I refuse to keep an open mind about my husband being a predator. The father of my children, he has never given me any reason to think about raising an eyebrow at any interaction he's ever had with a minor. 2, some people are just evil shit starters who thrive off drama, no matter the avenue. 3, shut the F up about grooming statistics. I know, I get it. I've been there.
Okay, so before she starts, most people don't know when someone is a predator. When they're a predator. Was it Ted Bundy? Is that the show I watched on Netflix? Yeah. He's good looking, had a wife, she had a child.
No one suspected a thing.
No, most people don't. I mean, he was a serial killer, but most people don't know. So I'm going to say, even though you know you're a person the best, better than anyone else, there's always a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear it.
I, 27 female, and my husband, 29 male, have been together for 10 years, married for 6. He's the love of my life. When we got together, he moved in with me, my family, because I lived with my parents at the time and in a very expensive city. I have 3 younger siblings, 16 female, 14 male, and 12 female. For all their 14th birthdays, I've always said I would take them on a trip. We took my sister on a trip for her 14th birthday, and now at the end of this month, we're taking my little brother. My husband and my brother get along better than anyone. Neither of them have a brother. My husband has a sister, and my brother's the only boy out of the 6 of us, so they gravitate towards each other, and it's incredibly sweet to see. It's like they were meant to be brothers. Last night, I was hanging out with a few of my friends. They was talking about how we were planning to take my brother on a trip, and I joked about how I'd be third-wheeling the entire time because how they get along so well. A few of my friends laughed, but one of them gave me a weird look. She said that it sounded really weird and inappropriate if my husband is giving my younger brother more attention than me. I said no, it wasn't like that at all. They just get along well, and it was all a joke. Said friend then said it was inappropriate that my 30-year-old husband is so close with my brother, who is a minor, and said that she wouldn't be surprised if it was like a grooming situation and I'm blind to it. I freaked the fuck out, not gonna lie.
I think I'd freak out in that
I
moment
think
too.
so.
Okay, yeah, I would freak out. Yep.
I yelled at her, how dare she imply anything like that about my husband, who she has met and gets along with. And she's the pervert if she thinks my husband, who is the only boy, bonding with my youngest brother, who is also the only boy, is inappropriate. I then left and went home. Since then, the group chat has been blowing up with people taking sides, either agreeing that it's kind of weird and others saying that she was way out of line and needs to get over herself. I haven't told my husband because I don't want him to feel weird, but I'm starting to feel bad about how I handled it and thinking I overreacted and should have just left. Am I the asshole?
No, I would have freaked out too. That is your person.
Yeah.
It's your brother. Like, I thought maybe they saw something
Yeah,
else,
like
like
they had some
outside.
kind of...
Yeah,
No.
no. I think it's nice it shows interest in your brother. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything weird, inappropriate going on. Unless they saw something weird or inappropriate, I would just say that's your husband bonding with your brother.
Yeah.
Like, nothing else.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird jump to make.
Kind of a weird
Just
jump.
making a joke of like, oh, I'll be the third wheel. So, they'll be hanging out. And that's so cute that she, like, that's a tradition. It's like when they turn 14, they take the siblings on a trip.
I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything weird going on. Again, unless someone saw something.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, people just, it's a crazy world we live in. Maybe she's been groomed, the person that was accusing it, or maybe she's been a part of something where she was triggered by it. But I think
it's
has
a
more
big
to do.
accusation to make with no proof,
With no
other than
proof.
that joke.
Right, exactly. I mean, most people speak about things that they have experienced, so maybe her friend experienced something bad. That's all I'm thinking. But you don't just throw out accusations like that without proof.
No.
Like, there's just no way.
No.
Because it could really, like, ruin someone's marriage and someone's life.
Yeah.
And then if nothing's happening, then your brother feels weird. Like, what's happening just because I'm hanging out with your husband? Like, I don't know. It just, she made it weird. Like, it was not weird until her friend made it weird. Yeah.
There's an update. I did tell him because I wanted him to, 1, know why I was pissed off all day, and 2, hear it from me in case it became a bigger thing. He was obviously hurt. I told him he did nothing wrong and that it was on her, who was nasty. I ended up sending a text in the group chat and blocking everyone who made a case in defense of her. I refused to allow some stupid C word to ruin a beautiful friendship between soul brothers.
Aw, I think she's being a good wife, sticking up for her husband.
Yep.
And you know what? Some friends, maybe they weren't that close. That friend needs to go. I would also get rid of all the friends that were defending the person.
Like, how could you think that?
Why does your mind go there? Do you have proof? I want to hear proof. Not her. Don't build a case for her.
No, like, why do you think this might be true?
Right.
What have you seen? What have you heard?
Exactly. If you haven't seen or heard anything other than something nice, then no.
Yeah. So, top comment, not the asshole. My mom always said my dad married her for her brothers. She had 5 younger siblings, and dad treated them all like siblings, fishing and hunting trips, etc.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when you marry into a family, you get part of that family.
Yeah.
If that's you choose because you like that, I think he's being really sweet. I don't know. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, I think so too. There's a story in the comments. Do you want to hear
a story?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, commenters Century Eggs and Rice said, "Aw, I had a big cousin like that. It started because I was sickly and had a scary father who wouldn't let them ignore my bad lungs. So, was guaranteed a bed during family events while all the healthy kids had to fight it out or sleep on the floor. My cousin Jim was 11 years older than me and quickly figured out if he claimed I wanted to sleep with me or I had a nightmare, which wasn't always a lie, he needed to stay with me and he got the bed too. Add that to the fact that he was a bit baby crazy and my mom was the first aunt or uncle who let him spend time with her baby because boys don't like babies, don't you know? And we were inseparable. He changed my diapers when my mom was recovering from birth. He stayed with my mom and dad for the first few years and weeks of my life since I was born during his summer break. He learned how to dress me properly from the weather. My second word was Immy, my attempt at his name, and he would hold me in his lap and read me whatever novel he was reading because my dad told him babies like being read to, but didn't specify what exactly a baby should read. Apparently, I liked the Hardy Boys. When I was an annoying toddler, he always made time for me, even if it was just playing a video game and reading me a flavor text. He got a novel or something based on Mortal Kombat and educated me on every fighter and told me the red stuff that came out of them was raspberry jelly. And if I kept eating PB&J sandwiches, I'd start bleeding blackberry jelly. No, I didn't find this scary. He never let me get scared. He even showed me my first horror movies when I got scared and soothed me with Jason won't hurt you. He only kills bad teenagers who don't pay attention to the campers. You're little, so he'd probably help you make a lanyard or something. I was his favorite human, and he was mine. We're grown now. He's a foster dad who's the go-to guy when his local child services has an addict baby. He says it's my fault because I was a colicky baby and I desensitized him to baby screams, so he stays cool and calm while the poor little guy's detox. He's an amazing dad. 3 of his foster babies are now legally one of us. I might be biased, but I think there's something special about a surly teenager and the baby that idolizes them. I've been the baby and I've been the surly teenager. Both are super fun.
Oh, that's such a nice story.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not everything is bad. Like, I don't know why people have to jump to those conclusions right away. Like, it's just weird. So, I like that story. Thank you for reading it.
Yeah, I just thought it was sweet.
It really was sweet. All right. Do you have a couple more?
Yes, I do.
I have like 3 animals on me right now.
I know. You've been like the animal lady lately.
Because I'm one of them. Because I never leave. That's why. Yeah. I'm always here.
Weirdos. All right. Trying to see. I'm getting more short ones because my contacts are kind of blurry, so it makes it hard to read.
Oh, do you need me to read one? I can take off my glasses and read.
No. Okay. This is on... Sorry, I just changed my mind. I want to read a different one. Okay. This is on Charlotte Dobre YouTube. Posted by ranting_throw_away. My mother-in-law walked in on my husband and I on our wedding night, then played the victim the next morning.
Okay, what? Play the victim? Like what? Okay, what? Okay, please read.
Oh my gosh. This is so long. Okay.
Would you like me to read it?
No, it's fine. This is the last one we're doing.
Okay.
I, 25 female, just married my husband Mark, 25 male, less than a year ago. The story is going to begin with some background, then to the engagement, then the wedding, then the main event. My apologies for any typos. I'm dyslexic, and sometimes autocorrect just makes my typos worse. Buckle up. This is a long one. Yes, it is. My mother-in-law, Ellie, has had 2 sons, Mark and his younger brother, Brian. Brian is 23 for context. Ellie has always wanted a daughter, but unfortunately never had the daughter she always dreamed of. When Mark and I started dating almost 10 years ago, she immediately accepted me as her daughter, and I was grateful for that. I didn't have a great relationship with my own mother, so having that positive female role model to look up to at that age was nice to have. Fast forward to last year, and Mark and I were talking about getting engaged. Mark had a whole proposal planned out and a perfect date that meant something to both of us, but it wasn't obvious, so I would still be surprised. Surprising me was something incredibly important to Mark. About 2 months before the date, Mark, Ellie, and I were sitting in my in-laws' house talking about the engagement. I jokingly asked when it was going to be, and then started listening up every day from the current day till I got to the day. I was saying things like November 2nd, what about November 3rd, November 4th? And I kept this bit going for a while. When I finally got to the actual day, Mark kept his perfect poker face, but Ellie jumped in her seat and flashed a shocked look at Mark. I pretended not to notice and just continued listing dates. Yeah, that was listening. Okay. But the damage was done. I knew the date he had picked, and if he knew that I knew, he would be crushed. I really wanted to emphasize that I had no idea that was a date and started guessing the dates months before and kept the bit going for 5 minutes. It's a long time. Or more before I got to the date. It's not like I guessed it on the first try. Honestly, I hadn't really guessed at all. Her overreaction ruined the surprise. I feel like that's something like you would do. Jump. Give it away.
Well, I don't know. You kept going for 5 minutes. It's too long.
That is too long. The bit went on for too long. Should have stopped after like 3.
Yeah. I blame her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to put the date out of my head, and on the day of, I decided to try my hardest to not think about Ellie's reaction to my guess and pretend like Mark and I were just going out on a regular old date. I met Mark at his parents' house, and Ellie immediately hugged me and started saying, "You're finally going to be my daughter." if I didn't know before I knew then, but I still continue playing dumb. I excused myself to the restroom, and when I came out, I overheard Ellie telling to Mark loudly, pawing at his pocket, saying, "Let me see the ring one more time before she comes out." I just sighed to myself and went back to the bathroom, this time to loudly open the door to alert them I was coming so they could stop talking about the ring.
Why is the mom seems very overly excited?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
A little weird, but okay. You know what'd be funny? Finally, my daughter. I don't want to be your daughter.
Mark had worked so hard to make this a surprise for me, I couldn't ruin it for him. So when he did pop the question, I just had to act surprised to spare his feelings. To this day, I don't have the heart to tell him that I knew for months and that Ellie ruined the surprise. Obviously, I said yes, and the wedding planning began. Mark and I had talked for years about having a non-traditional wedding and just having my friend, who was ordained, to sign the papers for us. I'm very much an introvert, so having a day that I was the center of attention on was not a priority for me. I would have been okay with just me and Mark signing some paperwork in our PJs, but unfortunately where we live, it requires witnesses to be legally married. We discussed just going to the courthouse, but Ellie freaked out. She insisted we need a real wedding. Before I could even think about it or agree to it, she got her church to send us over availability, messaged her distant relative who was a retired priest to see if he could perform the wedding ceremony for free. I've never met this person before, and I felt very uncomfortable having a stranger in my wedding. Little did I know, but he had agreed to do it for free, so it's hard to say no. Do you have to pay priests and stuff to marry?
Yeah, when you get married, you have to pay the person.
I had no idea. I thought it should just be done for free.
You did?
Yeah.
No, you pay.
That's weird to me.
And then I think you also have to pay, like, if you want to run, like, some of that money goes to, like, the church or the,
Well, I understand, like, renting,
yeah,
like, the space for the ceremony.
But no, the minister or priest still
There's
gets
a whole
paid.
separate fine?
Yeah, a fine. You're paying them for their service.
I don't know. They should just want to see people get married and do it for free. Yeah. Anyway, back to the story. Her church also agreed to let us use the space for a major discount. So again, hard to say no to a money-saving opportunity. I told Mark that if I was going through with this real wedding, then the guest list needed to be under 100 or I simply couldn't do it. He agreed, and we started making the list of who we wanted to invite. Me and him made a list of the most important people, and we listed about 50. I thought this was perfect, but Ellie lost it. She was horrified that we didn't invite any of her aunts, uncles, cousins, or any other distant relatives. She insisted that it was her son's wedding and that she should have a say in her son's day. Mark and I explained that I've never met any of these people, and many of these people Mark had never even met.
Oh my God. Wait, Mark isn't even a met? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's going too far. All right.
And we really didn't want these people there that we didn't know. Ellie threw a tantrum that it's for her family and we shouldn't exclude them. And her tantrum was so unbearable that we agreed and added them to the list to shut her up. Mark had told me not to worry because he had a plan. We ended up picking a date that lined up for when all of her distant relatives go on a vacation to Florida, so none of them could make it to the wedding. Because we invited them, many of them felt obligated to send us a card with a check slipped in. So it did actually end up working out that we invited him. But it really sucked that Ellie felt the need to control our guest list. We didn't have to plan a lot. 100 invites and only around 50 RSVPs, so yes, it was a low-effort wedding. I'm not a very girly girl, so I just decided to order a dress online. This dress was actually a steal because no one even guessed it was $50. They thought I had spent at least $1,000 at a bridal shop. I love a good bargain.
Right?
I was very proud of my online find, but Ellie was livid. She told me I betrayed her and robbed her of the experience of taking her baby girl wedding dress shopping.
But that's not her baby girl. Like,
no.
What?
I told her I didn't take anyone dress shopping, so she really didn't miss anything, and that it wasn't personal that I excluded her. I just didn't enjoy shopping or dresses and just wanted something quick and easy. She did not like that response. She demanded I send her pictures of me in the dress, and I said no. I was afraid she would show Mark, or worse, post it. So I told her I wouldn't be sending pictures to anyone or even taking pictures of myself in it at all. She would just have to wait for the day.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Now for the wedding. I have no build up for this one. No, so I'm just going to come out and say it. Ellie wore white to my wedding.
No.
I showed up to the church early to get ready, and she was already there, already dressed, and had no plans on changing.
No, that's why you need, like, security. Low-key wedding or not, you need security that can get people out of there that shouldn't be there or in white. No.
My awesome maid of honor jokingly said she would spill some wine on it for me, but we just decided to ignore her and move on. I wouldn't ignore it.
I couldn't ignore
And
that.
say, go change, or let me spill wine all over it.
Right. No, how could she do that? Does she want to marry her son? Is that what it is? Like, it's weird. She's a little bit
Mama's boys.
too enmeshed.
I can't tell if he's weird or not about it.
No, he just seems like normal. But she also seemed weird with her being, instead of a daughter, maybe she always wanted a girl. I don't know. But she wore white just because she didn't go wedding dress shopping. That's why she did that.
Yep. When it came time for pictures, Ellie made herself the main character. We hired a family friend of mine who wants to be a photographer to do our pictures. She offered to do it for free, but we really believed that since she was providing service, she should be paid, and she was. Anytime the photographer posed us, Ellie would try to jump in front of her with her phone out or call attention to her. So we look at her phone and not the photographer's camera. So many nice group photos were ruined because no one knew what camera to look at.
Ugh.
If we refused to look at the camera, Ellie threw a tantrum and sometimes would physically push us back into place so she could get her shots too. I would not allow someone else to be taking photos if you have a photographer.
You have a photographer. You know what? If you're nice,
because you know they're going to be posting those photos like right away before you even have a chance to.
No, let the professional take the photos.
She's making me so mad.
Ariana's being enraged.
I'm enraged. She also stepped on my dress quite a few times in the process. And when confronted about it, stated that it wasn't her fault. I picked something with such a long train.
Oh my God, this Ellie needs to be. I want to slap her.
I know. I was just thinking. I think I couldn't control myself. I think I would actually hit the woman.
I wouldn't hit her. Like I never condone violence.
No, violence is bad, but I would hit this person.
But in my mind, I'd want to.
Yeah, like it would just happen.
I think it would actually like bump her into something that would ruin the dress. You know what I mean? Like hip check.
Or trying to step on her dress if it was long enough.
Or like, you know, in your old soccer days when people were hip checking, it'd be hip checking her into the cake or something.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin a cake.
Oh, that's true. Into the drinks, something.
Yeah. Or
a bottle of wine.
Or like the food, you know, you don't like, but you know other people do. So just slam her into that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here we go. Just what I thought would happen. Okay. At the actual ceremony, Ellie was mostly behaved. She sat in the front row with her phone out the entire time, sobbing.
Ugh.
But she sobbed silently and stayed in her seat, so I can't complain. Before the reception could even begin, Ellie put photos of the wedding and announced the wedding before I even had a chance to.
Come on, you're not supposed to do that. Ugh.
This was a small wedding, so not a lot of people knew about it. I really wanted the chance to announce it, but she stole that opportunity. And not only that, she posted the worst photos because no one was looking at her phone and no one was properly posed for her photos. During the reception, we had the cake set up in the corner. It was so tucked away that there was really only space for me, my husband, and a photographer while we cut the cake. We stuck back with the photographer to cut the cake and get photos, and Ellie screamed, "Wait, I'm not ready," while running across the reception hall, trying to load up her camera.
I'm almost going to be recording this at this point. Like, what is this woman doing?
We ignored her, and she missed the photos she wanted. She demanded the photographer move out of her way so we could reenact the cake cutting so she could get the shot. Like, she's acting like she's the hired photographer.
I know. Like, is this for real? Like, ugh.
As soon as she got her photo, we took a seat at the sweethearts table, not where she was actually supposed to sit, and demanded to be served. Wait, she took a seat there. Okay. My husband and I decided to serve the cake and use that as our time to walk around and mingle with everybody.
Perfect. Okay.
Ellie was pissed that she did not get to sit and eat cake with her baby. We did not care. At least it sounds like the husband is on her side.
Oh, that's weird. Like, so what, did she want to like hand feed cake to her son?
Have you seen the TikTok where the mother's like cutting up grapes? She's like, "Oh, cutting the grapes up for my son on his wedding day."
Oh my God. Okay, like that's too much enmeshment. Way too much. Okay.
Some boy moms are weird.
Ella needs therapy. Or Ellie?
Ellie
needs therapy.
After the reception, we had a barbecue back at my in-laws' house. We did this to accommodate the fact that my family does not drink, and his family drinks enough for both families. My family got
my family.
My family got an alcohol-free reception. Then his got the alcohol-filled reception. Ellie got absolutely shit-faced, drank to the point of throwing up, and was an absolute roller coaster of emotions. Cornered guests to flirt with, and then cry and joke with, and God only knows what else. I have never seen her that drunk before. She was absolutely horrid, and for the whole barbecue, she stayed in her white dress, even after I changed out of mine.
Well, there's no mention of a father-in-law, so is she single?
Yeah, you're right. No mention.
No mention. All right, let's keep going. Ellie's a mess.
Though it does say parents, so there must... Unless
But
he's just like a very like laid back, like not
like,
my
I
problem. She rules the house.
Yeah.
My husband and I plan on spending the night at his parents' house in his childhood room. That's weird.
That's weird. So you are saying parents. So, okay.
Yeah, they refer to his parents' house, so because it was closer to the airport and we had to catch an early morning flight to our honeymoon.
Okay.
After the reception, I was absolutely drained. Very done with people and very annoyed with Ellie's behavior all day. And I just wanted to shower and go to bed.
Ellie's exhausted me, and it wasn't even my wedding.
She's angered me.
I know. Making you feel violent.
The rage. Yeah. I think I need to go downstairs and run or work out.
Yeah.
I'm a very modest person, and I don't want to be in my PJs in front of other people. I don't wear anything super sexy or anything like that to bed, but definitely not anything uncomfortable wearing in front of my in-laws. Before showering, I made sure my in-laws were in bed, and when I got out of the shower, my husband made sure she was still in bed. I came out of the shower, and we went to his room, and I began changing out of my robe into my PJs. While we were changing, my mother-in-law burst through the door. My chest was completely exposed, so I grabbed the robe and wrapped it around myself. I won't go into details, but I have a history of sexual assault, so that just made this experience that more violating to me. To my horror, my mother-in-law was not only in the room, but in the room with her phone camera open, trying to get us to begin opening presents because she wanted pictures and didn't want my family friend hogging all the photos. I was absolutely horrified and couldn't even speak. I curled up in a ball crying, just wanting to die. My husband was also speechless, as he was also changing and also partially exposed. My mother-in-law was too drunk to even notice this fact. I finally looked at my husband and said, "Help." I could barely get that word out, and then he grabbed the towel and yelled at his mother to get out of the room and not come back in. He came over to me and held me until I was able to calm down enough to speak. He promised me that she was so drunk that anything she saw, she wouldn't remember. But to this day, I still can't shake that violated feeling. She spent the next couple of hours crying that we would treat her so horribly on her special day.
What? She didn't get married. Like, what?
Well, he was right. She was so drunk that she had absolutely no idea what she had walked in on. The next morning, while we're trying to get out the door to catch our flight, she began crying again about the way she was treated the night before.
Come on.
She stated that she was horrified that I would blow her off like that and not even look at her or speak to her. She couldn't believe I made her own son yell at her the way that he had the night before. Before walking out the door, I just looked at her and said, "We were changing. We were naked. Sorry you didn't get to photograph my tits last night," and walked out. She began screaming, crying again, saying I was just making that up to be dramatic. Sure, I'm the dramatic one. But we just ignored her and left for our honeymoon. A week in paradise, Ellie texting us every day, demanding photos. Sometimes we would reply, sometimes not, usually not. We enjoyed our Ellie-free week.
Oh my gosh, she is too much. Wait till they have kids and everything else. They got to set up some boundaries.
Yeah.
Hopefully they live kind of like an hour or two away from her.
Yeah. She has never been the same. From the second engagement was on the table, she became a mother-in-law from hell. One good thing did come from this. I found you, Charlotte, so must be someone that writes in on this subreddit. I was looking for a monster-in-law support and I found your YouTube page and then read it. Never thought I'd be a Reddit poster, but this nonsense that just needed to be shared. Hope we enjoyed the read.
Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. Kind of want Ellie's stories now going forward. Like, what is she doing now?
You know, once they have kids, there's going to be a whole new one. They'll be like, okay, let's start with when I got pregnant and she found out. She posted the news before I had the chance to.
Yes, she would. Uh-huh.
She barged in the room while I was giving birth and took photos while...
Oh, my God. Could you imagine it? Yeah, I could see it.
She should not be there, but she ran in anyways.
Like, that was so much.
We chose a name, but she refused to call the baby by its actual name, but the one she chose for it.
She actually tried writing the name she chose on the birth certificate. She left my name off and accidentally put her son and her name on.
Yeah.
I can see that.
When we came home from the hospital, she was in the house thinking that she was staying with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Crazy.
She's insane.
Yeah. I understand why I need to be so long now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I was like, but it's so long to process. I don't have a lot to say just because she's
it's just so insane.
I mean, I guess I kept interrupting when I couldn't take it anymore. But like, she made me enraged. She's just like at the end, I'm like, I feel like she's just crazy. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
She's just bored and need attention.
Is there a father-in-law that, can help tame the craziness?
I don't know. Or is he just hiding from her all the time?
Yeah. All right. So top comment, stop being a doormat, or I can guarantee she'll only get worse. Think about future pregnancies, grandchildren, or even something simple like home decorating. She acts like it's her second chance at everything, and unfortunately, y'all are allowing it. At least your husband sticks up for you, but it's time to stick up for yourself. You could have nipped this in the bud long ago. Hopefully she'll back down, but from the sound of it, I doubt it. Congratulations on the wedding. Good luck. I know you need it. But, it shouldn't be up to her.
No, it's up to him.
It's his mother.
It's his mother. He needs to talk to her and say, Mom, I don't know what you're doing with. We need to set some clear boundaries. The way you acted during the wedding was inappropriate. I think the mom thought that it was just a family friend instead of a photographer taking the photos.
I don't think so, because it's the actual photographer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The way she just downplayed it to cover herself. Right?
Yeah,
it made
I think
herself
it's
feel
that.
better.
It's just making herself feel better.
Yeah, no, she's crazy. Still can't believe she wore white to the wedding. And that's not even the biggest deal. Usually that's the biggest deal of a Reddit story. Like my mother-in-law wore white. No, I cannot believe she did that.
No, I can't believe that. So there was a comment asking about Ellie's husband. Basically asking what he thought about all this. And OP replied with, he just lets Ellie do whatever she wants. Honestly, I'm surprised they're still married.
Oh.
So yeah, he probably just took a back seat to this whole thing.
He's probably well, if she's bothering them, she's not bothering me. I'm good.
Okay, so here's some more on the photographer. Sounds like the photographer is young, so I can see maybe why the mother thought. But even still, if you think you're...
Do you think your phone's better than a good camera?
No.
It's still not.
So someone asked about the photographer, and OP replied with, she did such a good job with the pics. I was super proud of her. She's only 15, so it wasn't surprising to me that she had a tough time standing up to my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Hell, I'm 25 and can't do it. But it was definitely good to see that as a possible experience. But other than that, my friend did so good. So proud.
Aw, that's
so yeah,
sweet.
15-year-old's not gonna tell,
no,
the mother-in-law, back up.
It's awkward. I've taken photos, for weddings and things, and it's awkward. I am now in my 40s, and now I don't have a hard time.
If they get too much, you step in, but, it's still awkward.
But it's very awkward. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, I still do it because I'm paid for them.
Mm-hmm.
I just, if someone proposed I never had that happen, but someone proposed during the wedding, I would look to the bride and groom first because they're the ones paying. If someone's like, oh, I want you to take the photos. It's up to the bride and groom officially what they want, but I couldn't stand up to her if I was only 15.
Yeah. Okay, so more context on the husband. Not Ellie's husband, but OP's husband.
Okay.
Saying that he did yell at her for wearing white and asked her to put her phone away a bunch of times during photos and lost it on her when she busted through the door once he got over the initial shock. Honestly, don't blame him for not speaking up right away on that one. We were both way too shocked to speak. Maybe I should have included more of his responses in the story for clarity. Just he did a lot of moving in the shadows, with the guest list. Sure, we can invite your people, but the wedding takes place the day they can't come. Or, sure, you can sit at the sweethearts table. We just won't sit there, and we'll make our own new sweethearts table somewhere else. She hates being outsmarted like this, so when he moves in the shadows, she hates it.
She did so much. I'm glad you mentioned that. So she sat at their table while they were cutting the cake.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's
just
weird.
that. I'd want to shove her face into the cake.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have had, they probably didn't have security, but I would want security to ask her to leave. Seriously, wearing white, boot her out. Sitting at her table, boot her out. Then all the photos and it's fine if you want to be on the side taking photos. Photographers front and center. They're the ones that you're paying. They're the ones that are taking the photos. And then what a weirdo to come in. Nobody is present when the bride and groom open gifts that people gave them.
That is weird. And also they're going to bed.
How about knock? Like, there's something.
Just barge in. It's also supposed to be their wedding, even though they weren't doing anything. They could have been.
They could have been. It's still their wedding night. Leave them alone.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
Why would they think they want you in their room? And why do you think that you're going to take photos of them opening their wedding gifts? Like, come on. No one does that.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
The whole thing was crazy. And just, oh my gosh. And the more you recapped it from comments is the more I'm like, oh my God.
You're starting to process. You're like, this is insane.
And I'm getting like outraged. I feel bad for them. They need to put her in her place or it's going to be a nightmare going forward. Like, it's just no.
No. Insane.
Yeah. Like, what the heck? Yeah. I'm still mad about the white.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I don't know. I don't know if I would have been able to control my reactions, at some point.
Like, I cleared, like, for Anthony's wedding, I cleared with them to make sure, because I wanted to wear something that was okay with what, the bridal party.
Complemented, like, the colors, but
not, but still clear, I'm not part of the party, but I'm also a color that was acceptable for them. Like, to make sure I wasn't wearing the same color that would clash, and a color that, like, her mother wasn't wearing. Like, the mother, because I was the mother of the groom. Like, there's no way. Unbelievable.
Insane.
Like, and I understand, like, a lot of times the mother of the groom kind of gets pushed aside because that's just society's about the bride. And, and then the mother of the bride gets, a little bit more clout. That's just the way it is. But, like, I was never, like, disrespectful. Like, I can't even imagine.
No, you never, like...
Because, it's not about me. It's not
taking
about me.
Photos. No, insane.
And, like, I've taken photos for other people's weddings. I do it, like, on the side.
But you weren't shoving away the photographer and
no,
trying to take your own.
I was actually sad that I didn't have my phone out and take a little bit more photos.
Well,
but I was present in the moment.
No, and I think they requested no one took photos anyway, so,
they did. And of course I didn't post anything online. Like, that was up to them to post their wedding. Like,
okay, there was a wedding I went to with a friend. I didn't know the people, like, myself. I was invited as a +1 because a friend wanted to go with someone, and they had the same thing where they said, please no phones during the ceremony. There's this one woman there that had her phone out taking photos. I just wanted to slap it out of her hand.
It's like, so annoying.
I don't know these people, but it's just really annoying.
It's rude. They have a paid photographer. No.
And you think your photos are going to be better than the photographer's?
They're not. I mean, I have seen some amazing photos from a phone, but that's not happening at this
But also, you're not set up in the right position you need to get, like, the shot. Like, you're just off in a pew, like, reaching your phone out. It's really bothered me.
Oh, my. Yeah, that's so rude. I hate that. Like, lately, I've been more present in the moment, but then I feel bad, like, when I miss out on the photos. But, like, yeah, I can't even imagine. So, like, me, I was the mother of the groom, right? I was not the photographer at my son's wedding, but I was not pushing or bossing, or I stayed out of the photographer's way. I didn't want, like, because it's not about me. It was their day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, the thought process. Like, how self-absorbed are you that it's all about you at your child's wedding?
Pretty self-absorbed.
Like, the more I'm just so mad at her.
Her special day.
It's not her special day, honey. You had your special days over. Maybe when your husband leaves you can have another special day, I guess. But, like, come on. I guess that was mean. I don't know. The more I'm processing, the more angry I'm getting at Ellie. I'm like, no, she sucks.
Well, because, like, that's awful. Then you can already hear everything that she's going to do when, they have kids.
You can just see it.
Yeah.
Their whole life is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Showing up the first day of school, shoving the parents out of the way. Like, yeah, you had your chance. Those were your child. Like, you had your child, and that's it. Like, those are not your moments. If they invite you to come over to see their kid go to school, that's really nice as a grandparent.
Yes, and you take photos. When it's your turn, you're not shoving in front of, to take photos.
Oh, but I feel like Ellie would be shoving in front of everybody taking photos. Yeah.
Sobbing.
It's going to be a nightmare. I feel bad for those parents.
And I feel bad for them.
For those people that don't even have kids yet, I feel bad for them already.
Insane.
Yeah, that's awful. Well, you do marry into the family sometimes. Let's say boundaries are good.
Boundaries are needed. Because, yes, like, I don't know. They could have had a good relationship. Like, obviously, like, she's still not your daughter. Like, it's a different relationship. Yes, she could be like a daughter to you, and they could have had a great relationship.
Right.
But she completely ruined any chance of them having any good relationship.
She did. Even ruining the proposal.
Yes.
Like, that's so awful. I know you said I would do that. I would not ruin a proposal.
No, I think going through the dates and stuff, you might give like a little reaction of like
I
guessing
might
the
flinch,
date.
but I would not. I would try really hard
I
not
make a big
to.
reaction jumping out of the seat.
I would be jumping up and down like, like no.
No.
And then like trying to,
and like trying to see the ring, like while she's in the bathroom. Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
I would never do that. Like, come on. Like, no, that's terrible. Yeah, actually, Anthony didn't show me the ring before. I didn't see it until
he picked a
proposed.
really pretty ring.
He did pick a pretty ring. I didn't see it until his fiance had it.
No, but we don't need to see it again.
I don't need to. I just can't imagine, like, right before, I want to see it, pull it out again.
Like,
Let me
while
see.
she's right there. Like,
right.
Yeah.
While she's in the bathroom. Like, it's so weird.
So did he propose there?
No, it was...
At the parents?
I don't think so. I think they were out away from them.
Okay. They just happened to stop there that day.
Yeah, well, because I think you're still living at home.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and then her hugging. Oh, you get to be my daughter.
Yeah, before he proposed.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know. I don't like that. Ugh. This Ellie. I'm outraged with you, Ellie.
Yeah.
Get therapy.
Yeah.
People like live vicariously through the kids. It's just, you can't do it.
That's too much.
Well, like, oh, I do know someone, like, we want to talk about boundaries. So I'm not going to give names and I'm going to be vague, but it's still a funny story. So there was a friends of mine, they're married, and this is probably like, I don't know, they've been married like 5-6 years at this point. And his mother, they're not really close, which, nice, they get along. She shows up at their house with movies, wanting to have a movie day. And at that point, his wife was on the couch, not feeling well because she had a medical procedure. He was like, he actually shut the door on her face. He said, "Mom, this tonight is not a good time. You need to pre-select these times, and like you need to like book an appointment with me, basically, and shut the door."
He had to show up unannounced, really.
With a bunch of movies.
No.
Movie night. Yeah. I mean, but now I don't think, and I can't have the guts to do that. I would actually say let them in.
Because like you don't know what people are doing. Like they're not just sitting around doing nothing all the time.
I know, but no, think about that. Like, are you kidding? I don't even like happens normally, but like, could you? If my mom showed up here with movies, and I don't know, my spouse had a medical procedure. Even though I'd want to send her away, I don't know if I could. I say, it might not be a good time. Come in, want a cup of coffee. Like, I don't know. I think I'd feel really rude. Could you do it to me if I showed up at your house and your husband had a procedure with movies? Because we're going to have a movie day that you have no idea that you want that movie day. Could you just slam the door in my face?
Text me with a different day.
Would you?
Yeah. I told you to text me before you show up, Mother. I'm not even busy today. This is just on principle.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, in some regards, you are similar to me. Me not having plans is having plans.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
even if I'm not doing anything, I want to know beforehand if you're coming over.
Yeah. Well, actually, because like I don't do my hair or makeup, like I do need to know.
Like, haven't showered in 3 days. Get out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I thought it was great, and they set up boundaries, and she never came over unannounced again for them. So they did put up those boundaries. It's just hard.
I don't think it would work on this woman. I think she would sit sobbing outside until someone came and, talked to her and gave in. She wouldn't leave. She just sobbed on the front door.
Right, because they gave in, like, for the guest list and stuff. And I understand, like, wanting some family members there.
I love that they picked a time where they knew that they did it, like, an annual trip.
Yeah, so that's a little weird, too, Not weird on his part, weird on her part. Like, her throwing a tantrum.
Yeah. Like, there's people he didn't even know.
Yeah, right. Like, I can see immediate aunts and uncles. Like, yeah, they probably should be invited, even though you wanted to be small. But, like, people he didn't even know. Like, if he hasn't met these people, why are they invited?
Yeah.
Bride and groom should at least know the people. Unless a parent is paying for the full wedding and they're like, no, I want to invite these business associates.
Yeah.
Because, some people do kind of network weddings, too.
Yeah. But, like, you can only do that, I think, if you're paying for it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
When you have someone else paying for your wedding, I feel like you'd give up some rights to the guest list a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Well, it's been a lovely evening
Yep.
chit-chatting with your Reddit stories. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed our stories and our takes, and thank you for joining us.
Yep.
And where can they find us on
Social media.
Yeah. Well,
They can find us on the internet.
can they?
You can find us on Reddit on r_cats and dogs_pod. Please submit stories, cross-post stories. Make my job easier.
Or you can go ahead and message me on the Reining Cats and Dogs podcast Instagram account. Go ahead and message there. Just, change the names on these stories. Thank you so much for listening. Like, subscribe, follow. We are now on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can find podcasts and listen.
I don't know if that's exactly true. I think we're only on a couple places.
Yeah, we're not on all the podcasts, and that's basically because I didn't convert. I'll tell you why. Because I have not converted our software to MP3. It's all MP4. And so I'm cheap and I don't want to pay to buy a software to convert
So,
it.
if you want us on any different place, please reach out to us and send us a Venmo.
Find me in Venmo.
We need to set up a Venmo account for this.
For Reining Cats and Dogs Venmo.
If you want to buy me a coffee,
if you
DM me on Instagram if you want a photo of my toes. $50 a photo.
If you'd like to see my feet on the podcast, go ahead and Venmo me. No, we are clearly joking, kind of. So,
if you want my underwear,
ew, no.
$200.
No, worn or new?
If you're paying me $200, I'll do whatever.
Ew. No. So, people pay for you to wear them a week. That is unsanitary.
I would lie.
There's no way you can wear them a week. Like,
No.
ew.
No.
No. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, we did talk about this in a previous podcast, that people actually pay to wear their underwear. So,
yeah.
Speaking of that, I do miss our show Younger still.
I know. It's so good.
I know. I really miss it.
All right. Bye.
Have a great week. I can't reach without seeing
stretch.
animals on me.